I'm going to talk a little bit more about where I live and my situation. And so I'm riding the HT right now, the V12 HT, which I got because I wanted to be able to ride in the wet weather here where I live on Vancouver Island. So I specifically got this wheel for that reason. And yet, when I sent my master in for warranty, it got refused. And I'm thinking, how could it possibly be wet inside? And how could there be water damage when I never got it wet? You know what I mean? Why would I buy another whole wheel that I can ride in the weather, in the water, that has a waterproof rating, and ride the one that doesn't, especially when it's like my fourth wheel? So this is not very frustrating for me, and very concerning to me now too. So when I do get it back, my wheel back, that I've had to pay for the new control board, is it just going to happen again? That's a reasonable question. And if it does, I'm not going to get warranty again for something that I had no fault of, because it's not my fault that the wheels are designed in a way now that they're going to get condensation in them because they run so cold in the winter. Yeah, that needs to be talked about, and I think those people out there in the community that really like to dive into this stuff and figure out that stuff, and maybe have the right tooling or the right the right equipment to really find out whether or not that's a thing. But when I look at dew point charts and I think about climbing, so there's a lot of, it's a mountain biking town I live close to, so there's lots of mountain biking trails, and there's a climbing trail that you climb and then you ride down, climb the mountain on the climbing trail. So as I'm climbing, I'm getting temperatures of on the master, I'm getting temperatures of 30, 35 degrees if I'm pushing it, right? And I'm saying, and that's in temperatures of like 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. So I'm climbing, and the humidity, let's say, is like 85% humidity. So I'm climbing, and then I start going down. And if you're doing flowy trails going down, you're really not putting much load on the wheel, because if you're doing it correctly, then gravity's your friend, right? So the master screen shuts off at like, 15, 13, 14 degrees Celsius. If you leave the lights on, it flickers, but you can still see the temperature. And I drop down to like, single digits, let's say 7 or 8 degrees on my way down. Now you can't tell me that if it's 80% humidity within the controller, within that case, that compartment, that as that air cools, if it's 80% humidity, it's not going to go through a point of condensation where the air can't hold that moisture anymore. So all that humidity in the air, where does it go? It condenses on all the components inside. And if it doesn't condense on the circuit board, which maybe it doesn't, it condenses on the inside of the steel, the cast steel case, because it's going to drop in temperature really quick. So you're going to get water droplets forming on there, and then all those water droplets are going to pool in the bottom of the control board compartment, and it's going to pool there, and that's going to give you water damage. And from what I saw in the pictures, I haven't gotten back my master yet, but I'm going to do a whole video, a detailed video on this warranty call and all this crap. I think it is. Going to get to the bottom of it and get everyone's opinion on what's going on. But anyway, so yeah, I want some people to chime in and think about my scenario and this whole moisture thing. If it's possible. I think it is. I'd like to hear someone. There's got to be someone who knows a lot about, some engineer or something that knows a lot about this stuff, because I did not get my master wet, and I would totally cave if I did, and I was just trying to get warranty, but I'm not caving because I didn't get it wet. So that's all there is to it. So I'm going to take this to the bitter end and figure out what happened, because I did not get my wheel wet. So there is some inherent design flaw with these new wheels and them running so cool and not being airtight. Why are batteries encased in plastic and airtight? Because they probably run at temperatures where you're gonna get condensation, and it's gonna fuck them up. So how is this a a really cool running wheel not going to suffer the same issues? I mean, anyway, yeah, I want to hear all about this. I want to hear people's opinions and what they think about this. And I would love for other people to make a video and for all of us to get to the bottom of this, because what do we need in these wheels? A heater? How do we stop this condensation thing from happening? And now it's to the point where they have to be airtight so that they can be sealed in a low humidity environment, and then no condensation inside. Like, so I think this is a real thing to be figured out. And yeah, it has to be dealt with. And I just know that I did not get my master wet, period. And if I get a warranty and I did not do anything wrong, I expect that the warranty cover my issues, period. That's it. Bottom line.